Hi everyone. I'm going to share something that well, I don't know. I've just found it a little bit exciting, really. I was watching a video on Lois and Morgana's YouTube channel, and it was Lois talking, and she had done a course. She'd done a course with Liz Ackley. And so I watched the video, and the course was very much on how to use your sketchbook and be a little bit more loose and that kind of thing. So yeah, I loved what Lois was sharing. And yeah, once I've come off the live, I will put a link down below to Lois and Morgana Davidson's YouTube channel, because it's thanks to them really that I came across this. But yes, she'd obviously learned a lot from Liz Ackley, and I already love Lois's work. I love the way that she allows all of the watercolor to do its thing, to yeah, it's that flow, and it is kind of loose, but you can tell what it is that what Lois is painting. However, on the course that she did with Liz Ackley, it was quite different, in that it was very much changing it to quite abstract, making it quite abstract. So that was quite yeah, interesting to me. And so yeah, I went and had a little look at Liz Ackley's website, and yeah, I completely fell in love with the way that she just uses all of the texture and the mark making and the colors and everything. So I decided to have a go myself, and I filled up one side of this concertina sketchbook, basically. And it was quite interesting to do, and you can kind of see how it kind of spreads across. And so I've kind of filled up one whole side of this. It's quite hard to get in and I'm going the wrong way. There we go. I tried to set up my new setup to do a live where I could change my camera over, but yeah, that didn't quite work. Anyway, here we go. You can kind of see what I'm talking about, I think. And one of my favorites is definitely this kind of part here, she says. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like houses on the edge of the seafront, and then maybe like fishermen's nets and things like that. So yeah, I kind of was just really inspired to fill up one whole side of this sketchbook in this way. And so I kind of jumped on in my excitement, I suppose, and I've said to my Patreons, those of you that are my Patreons, you'll already know this, but I said to them in my most recent video on Patreon that I'm going to be doing my Inktober, which isn't really Inktober. It's just let's have some prompts and do what you want with them, really. And I've decided that I'm going to use another one of these and try and pull it across, basically. Yeah, go from one prompt to the next and make it into one huge big concertina thing. I'm sure other people have probably thought about that and have probably done it before, but I was quite excited to find that was something that I wanted to do. And I think also, you know, I've had these concertina sketchbooks before, and you know, much of what I end up doing, you know, is I might do a bit of a double spread, and then I might just use you know, one side, if you like. Which way are we going? So I do quite often use you know, a double spread, but it doesn't flow particularly. I mean, yeah, there we go. If I go, which way am I going? This way. You can see it's not particularly flowing. And I think the whole purpose of these concertina sketchbooks is really to make them more you know, so that you can do those big landscapes, you can do those big spreads and link everything together. Maybe they are all places that link together because you visited somewhere. But I'm hoping to pull it all together for my Inktober. So yeah, fingers crossed that that's going to be how it works. Yeah, and so it wasn't anything much really other than that. And that my next well, no, not my next, because I've already scheduled some. So let me have a little check in my diary. Yeah, just to give you a little you know, this is what's coming up next, so to speak. So yeah, we've just done the paint calm. Yeah, we've uploaded that one. So on Monday we've got my 12 essential items, watercolor items, and in a way I kind of wish that I hadn't wasted a lot of other money before, but well, we can't help that. So I'm hoping that it might help some of you really to you know, look at what my 12 essential things are. And I've done it in a way where I've kind of looked at things and I've said, well, you know, if I've got A, B, and C, and they're all kind of similar things, which one would I always reach for out of those three? So 3 different types of coloured pencil, which would I choose? Paints, you know, which would I choose? Sketchbook, you know, watercolor block, etc. So I'm hoping that that will you know, be something that is useful for you. I'm trying to think if I uploaded something for Wednesday next week, and I might have. So yeah, I'm trying to think. I know I've already got the paint calm ready for next week, but anyway, there is an art haul. There is an art haul coming up, is what I'm saying, and it will include books as well as other things. So I know some of you really look forward. Just putting my diary back now. Look forward to the you know, to see what it is that I've bought new. So there is that, and the books coming up. Yes, I'm trying to think what else I wanted to say other than this. This is just a revelation to me. I just love how the colours go across. Yeah, I think I'm going to be sharing a little bit more of that as well, and a little bit more of the abstract stuff. I will be doing a lot of autumn, a lot of you know, like autumn leaves and things like that. Autumny type colours and pictures throughout October on my YouTube. On my Patreon, we're sticking to doing the Inktober, and I'm going to be sharing my entries, and I'm going to be doing some of my entries on my Patreon as well. So I think I did put on the community tab, yeah, the community tab, what I'm doing for Inktober, and I'm not doing every day. So the first is a sphere, the third is golden, the 6th is cold, the 9th is delicate, the 12th is cube, the 15th is bold, the 18th is warm, the 21st is crazy, the 24th is quiet, the 27th is wild, and the 30th is joyous. So it's kind of almost like every third day to make it a little bit more manageable for many of us that maybe are still in the working world, and or maybe have other commitments that we need to do. So yes, I will be doing some of those as videos on my Patreon, but also sharing the ones that I've already done on my Patreon. And yeah, there's the opportunity to upload for my Patreons onto my Discord. So the Discord server that I have is for my paid Patreons, basically. I will be looking at my Patreon because I only have one level at the moment. And I'm wondering whether maybe I might change that and maybe have two levels. At the moment, the £10 level means that there's about 6 things that I upload, including a Zoom session that I invite the paid Patreons to, where we all get together, and there's usually a reference picture, and sometimes I'll give the sketch if I think that that might be helpful for some people. But yeah, the paint along, as I call it, one Zoom a month, is where we all get together on Zoom and do the same thing. I don't record my Zoom paint-alongs. I know that there are other artists that do record them, but I don't. So yeah. So there we go. I think that's probably all I wanted to say. But this really was the kind of excitement and you know, something new that I'm doing, basically, and yeah, and how I'm going to be doing my what should we call it, my Inktober, I suppose. And yeah, I just love how some of these have come out. So yeah, there we go, everyone. Just a little catch up, a little sharing of things. I think I need about 20 more subscribers to get to the 1,000. So that is absolutely, yeah, I'm so happy. I'm almost there. But for those of you that haven't subscribed, which is about 70% of the people that watch my videos, it would be really lovely if you could just help me jump over to that 1,000. I think I'll be jumping at the same time. So, okay, there we are. A little quick live catch up. Maybe not the right time for many people, but yeah, it's I'm trying to get used to doing the lives a little bit more. I might try and do them so that I, you know, do them where they're not kind of like right now, in the instant. They are. Hello, Elisa. Have I said your name right, Elisa? Elisa? Hi. I've just been talking about my excitement in finding a something new that I'm loving doing, which is using these concertina sketchbooks and doing it really, really quite loose. It's kind of quite freeing to be able, wrong way, to be able to do this. Yeah, that way. Oh, thank you. I did pronounce it right. Yeah, so it's been quite fun doing these concertina sketchbooks, and I was saying that I'm going to have a go at doing my Inktober and doing it in this kind of like style in a concertina sketchbook. Are you doing any of the Inktobers, Elisa? Not everyone does, I don't think, but you know, it is I think there are very many different ones out there, to be honest. Sometimes it's quite hard to kind of choose what you want to do. Mine is really only sort of every. Oh, okay, you've never done it. Oh, you enjoy doing the ink? Yes. I have such a huge variety of things that I like doing that it's really quite it's quite difficult for me to choose sometimes, because I love doing sort of ink and watercolor or pen and wash. But I really do also love doing that kind of much more loose watercolor style. And then sometimes I just like doing things that are really very stylized almost. So it's really, really hard, I think. We all want to, you can't choose either. No, it's so hard. And you're doing nature journaling. Oh, wow. Yes. Now I'm trying to think of the name of the chap that does all of that nature journaling. He's really famous. I've got one of his books. He's I think he's based in America. But yeah, nature journaling is lovely because you know, it gets you outside, doesn't it? Basically, I'm stuck indoors most of the time, sadly, but I do get out as much as I can. Yeah. That's it. That's the one. I've got his. It's quite a chunky book, isn't it? But it's full of really interesting, you know, diagrams and ideas about how to do your nature journaling. Do you just do it on your own, or is there a little group of you, Elisa? I know it's quite hard for many of us to get together with other people. Usually, you know, down to the fact that maybe you know, we're at work when other people are available, or yeah, on your own. Yeah. Oh, from photos at home as well. Yes. Yeah. And I think that's where you know, things like Unsplash and Pixabay can be quite helpful in, you know, for those of us that can't always get out and about as much as we would like to. Where are you based, Elisa? Where are you from? Are you in the UK, or are you, um, uh, you know, abroad somewhere? But yeah, I was saying earlier that one of the people that's recently inspired me is Liz Ackley. So when I finish this live, I will put in the description her YouTube channel, and also Lois and Morgana Davidson, which is where I first found out about Liz Ackerson. So okay, you found me looking for Michael Harding watercolor reviews. Oh gosh, you're in the US. They're not easy to get in the US, are they? The Michael Harding, but the Michael Harding that's my main watercolor palette. You can probably see it in the pile of mess over here. Yeah, if you've watched any of my videos, then you'll know that this is basically my main palette that I use all the while. Yes, Jackson's do them. I didn't know Blick did them though. That's good to know. Because originally I think they were quite hard to get elsewhere other than Jackson's. So that's good. Wow. I shall have to tell my couple of friends in the US that they can get them from Blick now. They'll be jolly pleased. Do you think it's why sort of across the Blick stores, or just maybe the main ones or something? I don't know, but yeah, yes. To be fair, I do also really love Daniel Smith watercolors, and until the Michael Harding ones came out, the Daniel Smith were very much my go-to. However, here in the UK, they are they're quite expensive. Well, they're the most expensive, really, the Daniel Smith. Whereas the Michael Harding aren't cheap, but they are probably a bit better priced for us here in the UK. So you only order them online? Oh, okay, because yes. I understand it's quite, you know, you can be quite far in between stores in America, can't you? Oh, and M. Graham. Now, do you know what? I think I've only got about two, yeah, maybe two watercolor tubes of M. Graham, but I think because they're honey based, they don't always work so well when you take them out and about here in the UK. They kind of like end up kind of melting all over the place. A bit like Sennelier. Sennelier is the other one. I've put them both in travel palettes and then regretted it because it's a bit of a mess when you open them. So I think I've probably avoided M. Graham and Sennelier because of that. However, in the studio, just using them here at home would be absolutely fine. Yeah, even though Michael Harding has honey, they don't seem to cause the same amount of problem. Maybe there's some other ingredient that causes the problems then. Or maybe they use a different type of honey. I don't know. I just know that Sennelier and M. Graham have caused a bit of a mess in my little travel palettes, whereas Michael Harding and Daniel Smith don't seem to. They seem to be a lot better, basically. So yes. So are you following some other art YouTubers, Elisa, then? Who are the other people that you like to follow on YouTube? I have several that I follow and several that I'm a Patreon for. Oh, okay, you're in a dry climate. Yes. Yeah, it won't be a problem for you then. It's also not so much of a problem for people that are kind of like in Canada as well, where it's quite cold. I think actually they're quite good paints. So, you know, sometimes when people say, oh, these are the best, that's the best kind of paint. Yeah, it can be also, you know, relative to, you know, where you live, to be honest, as to what works best for you. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, I can see that there are just a few other people out there. This was impromptu, just to share this kind of new kind of way of working that I've kind of come up with for myself, which I'm kind of loving, I have to say. And it is quite different for me to be kind of working this way. But did I make the book? Oh, this is a Sea White of Brighton. Hold on, I think I've probably got a new one over here. Yeah, it's Sea White. Where am I? Oh, I have to go the opposite way for the camera. Sea White of Brighton, and it's their concertina sketchbook. Okay, it's 140 GSM, and it's got 38 possible working surfaces. It does come, they always come in like a little case, which I think is quite sweet. So yeah, where am I? Here we go again. They are really, really quite sweet and useful. I think I've gone upside down now, haven't I? It's about right for me, isn't it? This is really tricky because the camera's the other way around. But yeah, I would say, I mean, I've used quite a lot of watercolor on these sketchbooks, and I've also used a lot of different mixed media. I've even used acrylics in these. So yes, I would recommend these little Sea White of Brighton concertina sketchbooks. Yeah, you can make something similar. It's just that quite a lot of the time, I'm not sure. Some of you might not know, but I have a daughter who's got lots of disabilities. I also work as a psychotherapist part-time. I don't always have as much time as I would like. So I would, yeah, I'm sure you can make them, and they would be, you know, a lot cheaper to make. It's just that I don't always get the time to do that. But yeah, just I've used these sketchbooks before, these concertina sketchbooks. I mean, you can even get Hana Mule do them. I've even got a mini one, a little mini concertina sketchbook from Hana Mule. But I'm sure if you made them, it would work out an awful lot cheaper. Yeah. So yeah, it's really cute. It's good for if you're minimal, taking things away minimally. I've just I went out today, and all that I took with me was this little peg and awl, and I will pull out what was in there, which is not a lot. I literally had my carbon platinum pen. I had a gold pen, a water brush. In fact, I might have had 2 water brushes. This is a Stabilo All. It means it goes on all different surfaces, but it is also water soluble in black. What else have I got in here? There's the other water brush. I always have 2. This is one of those little wrist bands, and you can see the state of it, I hope, where I've wiped my water brush on it. And then the only other things I've got in there are one of these little mini sketchbooks, a mini palette, and a clip. So I haven't done a lot in here. I have done that little sketch and this little sketch, and then today I did this little one, which was a little umbrella on a table. But sometimes, you know, that's big enough. I don't really need to take much more if I know that I'm with a lot of people and I'm not just going out to sketch, basically. So yeah, in my little Sendak pack, that was what I did this morning when I was out and about. So yeah. Okay. Well, unless anyone else wants to ask me another question, I think I'm gonna call it a day there. I haven't had my tea yet, and it's gone 8 o'clock. So I think I'm going to go and get a bite to eat. But thank you so much for joining in with me, Alyssa, and not leaving me on my own. That was really lovely of you. And yeah, I hope to see you all. I think the next video that's coming out on YouTube is on Monday. So I'll do my usual. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay calm. And thank you for being around and supporting me. Okay, bye for now, everybody.